a window slightly open, the keys still in the ignition. It looked as if she had stepped away for a moment, but she never returned. For days, volunteers combed the riverbanks and nearby woods. For weeks, investigators reconstructed her last known movements. But no one had seen her leave. No one knew where she went. No one had answers. Technology back then was blind. Few security cameras. No GPS tracking. Phone data was vague, unreliable. Emily's last moments dissolved into the air. Evidence faded. Leads died. And slowly, painfully, the case grew quiet. Her parents kept her room the same. Her photos stayed exactly where they had always been. Each year, the candles on her birthday cake grew fewer. Hope became a habit. Grief became the only constant. Detectives retired. Files were boxed, shelved, and forgotten. 20 years passed without a single new lead. Emily became a story old residents remembered and new ones barely heard. Then, in 2025, a new sheriff stepped into office. He brought a belief that no case is too old and no truth is too far buried. With him came a new investigative tool, an AI system designed to analyze cold cases in ways humans couldn't. Unlike traditional software, this AI didn't just read documents. It studied behavior, patterns, timelines, contradictions, tiny threads woven through thousands of pages. And it did it without bias, without fatigue, without overlooking details that once seemed insignificant. Emily's case was uploaded almost as a formality, a test to see how the system handled older files. No one expected anything meaningful to come of it, but machines don't assume. They don't forget. They don't get overwhelmed. As the AI scanned interviews and reports, it stopped on one sentence, a small inconsistency that had appeared harmless for years. A friend of Emily had claimed he saw her around 7, but in another interview years earlier he said closer to 9, a 2-hour difference, one that no human investigator had considered suspicious. But the AI cross-referenced this timeline with weather data, bus schedules, traffic cameras, and phone logs from that night. Its conclusion was unsettling. The friend couldn't have been with Emily at either time. He wasn't where he claimed to be. The system flagged his statements as deceptive. And suddenly, after 2 decades of silence, the case cracked open. Investigators brought the man in for questioning. He was older now, different from the teenager he once was. At first, he denied everything. Then the questions tightened, the evidence sharpened, and the pressure weighed down on 20 years of guilt. Finally, he broke. He confessed that he and Emily had met near the river that night. They argued. Emotions ran high. She stepped back, lost her footing on the slippery embankment, and fell into the water. The current was strong. He tried to reach her, but fear overtook him. Panic swallowed him whole. He ran, not because he meant harm, but because he was young, terrified, and didn't know what to do. And for 20 years, he carried the weight of that night like a shadow he couldn't outrun. It wasn't murder. It wasn't planned. It was a tragic accident made worse by fear and silence. But knowing where she fell was not enough. Investigators needed to find her. Using modern AI-generated current simulations and updated sonar mapping, they studied how the river flowed on that exact night in 2005. It led them to a specific point downstream, an area that had been thoroughly searched decades ago because old equipment couldn't reach it. In the stillness of early morning, beneath dark water untouched for years, the recovery team found remains consistent with Emily, a discovery made not by chance, but by data, by a machine that traced a path humans had never been able to see. When the sheriff delivered the news to Emily's parents, grief and relief collided. Her mother held the report to her chest. Her father sank into a chair, overwhelmed by the finality and mercy of the truth. Now they knew. Now they could let her rest. There was no dramatic trial. No Vijay knows mastermind. Just a painful truth finally uncovered. A truth with rough edges and human flaws. A truth that allowed a family to breathe again after 2 decades. The case of Emily Carter was solved not by new witnesses or sudden confessions, but by technology that saw the spaces humans missed. Technology that revealed a truth time had tried to bury. AI didn't replace investigators. It didn't rewrite the story. It simply illuminated the shadows. 20 years after Emily vanished, the truth came home, and her story became a reminder that the future doesn't just move us forward. Sometimes, it helps us finally understand the past.